One of Squid Game Season 2's biggest mistakes was killing off this character. Squid Game's victims never need an autopsy. We all know what killed them. However, the show itself deserves a postmodern. What happened to the once great Korean thriller? While not terrible, the recently concluded second chapter hasn't generated as much talk as the first. Part of that concerns the widespread perception that the show didn't need to continue. According to many fans, and a few critics, Gi-hun stored it was better suited for a miniseries. Still, we can understand Netflix's decision to stretch the show beyond its elastic limit. As any sustainable movie and TV business should, the streaming service prioritizes money over fans' feelings, so Gi-hun, Lee Jung-jae had to keep looking for the front man instead of reuniting with his family. The numbers vindicated Netflix as Season 2 had 68 million views in a mere 3 days, exceeding the highest premiere viewership for the streaming giant held by Wednesday, 50.1 million views in its premiere week. Business was good all right, but the quality of the new chapter would have been great too, if a few things had been avoided. One of those is the death of the recruiter, also known as the salesman. Gi-hun returns to the games in Season 2 with deadly consequences. Season 1 of Squid Game ends with Gi-hun winning the games after a hard-fought contest. With his victory, he becomes a brighter beacon of hope for this despairing society that's plagued by economic hardships. Surprisingly, he elects to forsake all worldly pleasures and devote himself to the course of justice. Just as he is about to board a flight to Los Angeles where he hopes to reconnect with his daughter, he spots the recruiter, a cold, manipulative man who targets debt-ridden and emotionally frail people for the games. Gi-hun sees the man playing dakji with a potential participant before offering him a card. Angry, he takes the player's invitation card and calls the number on it, demanding to know who is managing the games. The frontman answers and advises Gi-hun to reconsider what he is thinking and board his flight, but the protagonist ends the call and returns to the terminal. At the start of Season 2, we see Gi-hun removing his tracker and Hwan Jun-ho surviving the fall from the cliff. Fast forward to 2 years later, and Gi-hun is now living in a frugal state inside a rusty fortified hotel building. Under his employ are Mr. Kim, his former loan shark, as well as a few lackeys tasked with tracking down the recruiter. Gi-hun believes the recruiter will lead him to the front man, enabling him to kill the man and end the games once and for all. Gi-hun sure finds the recruiter, and after a confrontation between the two, Gi-hun comes out alive. After an initial plan to locate the front man at a Halloween party fails, the hero then returns to the games as a player, with Hwan Jun-ho tracking him using a tracker he had implanted on them. The plan is simple. Jun-ho and his squad will invade the location once Gi-hun arrives. Unfortunately for them, Gi-hun's tracker gets removed, leaving them with no idea where the protagonist has been taken. Gi-hun is thus forced to go through hell once again. There, he adopts a strategy of passive obedience, becoming a guide to his fellow participants as he plots to lead them in a violent fight for autonomy. Season 2 looked more promising when the recruiter was alive. In Season 2, the recruiter only appears in the premiere. Interestingly, this is the season's highest-rated episode on IMDb. It has also been rated by way more people, 15,000, while the rest have about 11,000 ratings or fewer. More people enjoyed it, presumably because it covered unfamiliar territory. Instead of people just getting grabbed and taken to the games, we witnessed a noir-like cat-and-mouse game involving the recruiter and Gi-hun's associates. The recruiter establishes himself as one of the show's most despicable characters and as a proper all-around villain during his brief appearance in the second season. Like his colleagues, he is skilled and fiercely loyal, especially in his eerily genuine reverence for the front man. Wisely, the show never burdens us with perspectives on his morality. Instead, we watch him work. Previously, he was just a man who presented desperate people with opportunities. This time, he gets more philosophical and brutal. A scene where he presents homeless people with the option of bread or a lottery ticket is heartbreaking. After most of the people choose tickets and fail to win, he stomps on the loaves of bread, leaving them hungry and devastated. Because villains ought to have no compassion, the recruiter emerges as an even better character because of this.